Modesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see Modesto. Hit your throw and I'ma catch those. Mexican, that make pesos. Hit your sus, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep a score. Ay, 16 cars in my front yard. Ay, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in a bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Ay, 100s and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Ay, she want it like me cause her lame, she can't count on him. She try to be nosy and hit up my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in a bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in a bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue hunts. Whole team counting, that's a big number.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Melvin Gordon, the two-time Pro Bowler. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Chip, round 80! Round 80! Come on, baby, come on, let's go.
Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. 4 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Chip 180! 390!
53. Crunch time. 53 is the mark.
On 2nd and 15 now. Rivers, he finds his tight end Gentry. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline it as that will bring up fourth.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it fourth down.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it first and 10 at their own 16. A look at Kerryon Johnson, second-year man out of Auburn. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Drill right, 22.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on third down.
Watch the safety creep. 32. Hey, zoom.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Let's go.
Go.
53, Mike, 53.
From the gun, Rivers. He's airing it out for Williams. That's caught at the 25.
Let's go.
They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on third down.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender. You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 27-yard line.
Check me 90. 12. Black 15.
Get that ball.
Bravo.
Get that ball.
On 2nd and 12, Rivers. Over the middle, that's caught by Meredith. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Let's go. Ready. Round 80. Get that quarterback.
They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Melvin Gordon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers have taken a first quarter lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Melvin Ingram able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. On the ground, this is Johnson. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Set. Blue 60. Big 20.
Check it out, read. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
Here's Ty Johnson, rookie 6th-rounder from Maryland. Oh, and they had it stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Here's Stafford. And that's off the mark, incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd.
Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58's the mic.
Hey, easy.
58, right over there.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And that is incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away.
Let's go, folks.
1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line.
A reminder coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football, a good one from Atlanta. Eagles and Falcons, 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow on Monday Night Football, Odell Beckham back in New York, back in MetLife Stadium. Browns and Jets, 8:15 Eastern on Monday night. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the 3-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check back 40. Check back 40. I don't even know why this team's easy. 300.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
390. Hey, Delta!
43 to Mike, boy, 43.
Wait, 89!
On 2nd and 12, Rivers gets it to Meredith, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his fake. The Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Devon Kennard. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Set! Red 80!
What we got? What we got?
Hey, Red!
Check, check. Fresno, Fresno, Fresno.
On 2nd down, Johnson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be taken down deep into Charger territory. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Joey Bosa in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have.
Easy, you learn!
Go. Go.
Hey, orbit!
Hey. Yeah. Mike, 58, right?
Drill right, 22!
To try again after the sack. Stafford, the grab made by Curse over the middle. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Drill right, 22!
Brings up 3rd down.
Omaha, ready to move! Look at him!
3rd and long, it's Stafford. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jermaine Curse, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point good by Prater. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And now out on the midfield. Here comes Los Angeles. And we're under a minute to go here. What's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string that.
It got his man complete. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Rivers now. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Will Harris, the rookie from Boston College, who picked it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack on first down, Stafford completing it to the right side. Johnson. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. The Lions on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, Stafford. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Intended for Jermaine Burris. Incomplete. Results in a 4th down.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Stafford. Dancing to his left. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. That'll bring up 2nd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
On 2nd down, it's Johnson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. The Lions on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Operating from the gun. Stafford, he sets to fire deep. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. And they will finally put an end to the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner, forget starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, but now it's 3rd and goal. A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. Now Rivers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Badgley able to punch this one through. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He finds a rookie from Iowa, T.J. Hockenson. The 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. Remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
All right, 390. Hey, go on. Orange.
Here I come. Here I come.
Hey, echo.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
12 yards on the play, but it's 3rd down.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, Rivers. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Finds his rookie first-rounder. It's Noah Fant. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw, Rivers. This will be caught inside the 10. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Cameron Meredith, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chargers have once again taken the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 17-14. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Operating from the gun, Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Stafford. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down.
That's another Detroit Lions 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Stafford now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Stafford to the right and complete to Golladay. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
Another Detroit Lions 1st down.
250.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
11.
On 1st down, Stafford here. This will be caught just inside the 10. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels. I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Back now at Ford Field, all even as we get ready to start the 4th.
Step 180, block 15. Load it. Load it. Round. Flip.
From the 29. Rivers, he's going to look for Allen now. The deep ball. He's got a man. Complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So because of the yards after the catch, they'll wisely decline the PI.
Yeah, since it was pass interference, they would have gotten the yardage at the spot of the foul. But as you correctly noted, a little bit of run after catch for them. That extra yardage made it easy to decline the penalty.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Chargers are going to take the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Galladay, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. A very important extra point there, up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. It's a foot race. He's at the 30. 10. And this is going to be a Charger touchdown. DeAnthony Thomas, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chargers are going to take the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high, the tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
If you're thinking of a comeback here, you go to 2016. That's when Stafford had an NFL record 8 4th-quarter comebacks. But last year, despite playing all 16 games, he had 0. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot. Now a first down throw complete downfield. That's good for 28 yards. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a Turkey Bowl, a Thanksgiving Day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like. Like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Watch the pass. Hey. Whip. Alert. Watch the whip.
Out of the pistol, here's Johnson. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
He's got Cruz. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And they're knocking on the door. 2nd and goal now in a one-score game. 2nd down and goal. Stafford. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Here we go.
They snap it to Stafford. And that is incomplete. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back.
Check 390, 190.
Check 53's mine. Man, I got you.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Let's go.
At their own 36-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
You better be afraid of me. You 32. Check. Hey, team 6. Team 6.
57 to Mike.
Hey, easy.
Back to throw. And this This is taken in one-handed. What a catch. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Got to love the catch. I think you got to love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing. But I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, second down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Back to throw. And his pass incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Third and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
Here we go on fourth. Stafford. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee.
Black 11!
Double tap, double tap. Four there. Alert.
Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long. A kneel down here from Rivers, and that should be it. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for our visitors, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they'll fall to Eagles.